You are sitting in a waiting room. There is nothing to do. Within 30 seconds, you start doing something. Maybe you tap your foot. Maybe you start stacking things. Maybe you look around for something, anything, to play with. That impulse is not boredom. That impulse is 100,000 years old, and it has kept humans alive longer than almost any other trait we have. This is the story of how ancient humans played and why it might be one of the most important things they ever did. Before we talk about humans, we need to understand something that took scientists a very long time to accept. Play is not a human invention. Almost every animal with a complex nervous system plays. Octopuses have been observed playing with objects for no functional reason. Crows have been filmed sliding down snowy rooftops and then walking back up to do it again. A young rat, given the choice between food and play, will choose play. Scientists used to think this was a waste of energy. They were wrong. Play is how young animals build the exact skills they will need to survive. Chasing builds speed. Throwing things builds aim. Hiding builds the ability to read an environment and disappear into it. Every game your ancestors played was training for something real. The first games ancient humans played left almost no archaeological record. Not because they weren't important, but because they left nothing behind. You don't find tag in the fossil record. You don't find hide and seek preserved in ancient stone. But anthropologists studying living hunter-gatherer communities today have found something remarkable. Every hunter-gatherer community ever studied plays the same core games. Tag, hide and seek, wrestling, foot races, throwing, and target games. The same games, independently invented in cultures with zero contact with each other. This means play is not something humans learn from each other. It is something we came pre-installed with. Around 20,000 years ago, someone picked up an ankle bone from a sheep or a goat, and instead of eating it or using it as a tool, they played with it. These bones are called knucklebones, or astragali. They are the small ankle bones of sheep and goats. Each one has 4 distinct flat sides, making them natural dice. Archaeologists have found knucklebones at sites across the ancient world, from Egypt to Greece to Persia to China, all dated between 5,000 and 20,000 years ago. The basic game was simple. You tossed all the bones into the air and tried to catch as many as possible on the back of your hand. Children across the ancient world played this same game, and when they grew up, they kept playing. In ancient Greece, knucklebones appears in paintings on pottery. In ancient Egypt, they were found in children's tombs. Someone loved these bones enough to take them into the afterlife. That is not a toy. That is a companion. Sometime around 6,000 years ago in sub-Saharan Africa, someone carved 2 parallel rows of shallow holes into a flat rock. Nobody knows exactly who or why the idea came to them, but the game they created is still played by hundreds of millions of people today. The rules are simple to explain. You pick up all the seeds or stones in one pit and drop one in each pit as you move around the board. Simple, but here's what happens after about 3 moves. You realize the entire board is a trap. Every move you make opens possibilities for your opponent. You have to think 3 or 4 moves ahead just to stay even. Mancala is, at its core, a mathematics game disguised as a stone game, and archaeologists have found evidence of it in rock carvings across Egypt, Ethiopia, Kenya, Uganda, Ghana, and at least a dozen other African nations. Some of those carvings are inside ancient Egyptian temples, carved into the floor, while the ceremonies happened around them. Somebody was playing Mancala in a temple 4,000 years ago, during work hours. As societies became more organized, their games became more complex. Around 3,500 BC in Egypt, someone designed a game called Senet. The board had 30 squares arranged in 3 rows of 10. Players moved pieces using throwing sticks, flat sticks with one dark side and one light side, instead of dice. The goal was to move all your pieces safely, off the board. The squares in the middle were dangerous. Landing on them could send you back. But Senet meant something far bigger than winning. Ancient Egyptians believed the board represented the path of the soul through the underworld. Every square was a moment of fate. Winning meant your soul had successfully navigated death. Senet boards have been found in Egyptian tombs. Alongside food, jewelry, and weapons, a Senet board was found in the tomb of Tutankhamun. Meanwhile, in Mesopotamia, a completely different civilization was playing a completely different game. The royal game of Ur. Dating to 2500 BC, it is the oldest complete board game ever discovered. The board, the playing pieces, and the rules have all survived We know the rules because an ancient scribe wrote them down on a clay tablet. 4,500 years ago, someone wanted to make sure future people could keep playing. That is the most human thing I have ever heard. In Mesoamerica, the region that is now Mexico and Central America, ancient civilizations built something that will make you rethink what a game actually is. They built ball courts. Over 1,500 of them have been found. The ball itself was made of solid rubber. It weighed up to 4 kilograms. You could not touch it with your hands. You used your hips, elbows, and knees. The goal was to pass the ball through a stone ring mounted vertically on the court wall. The ring was the size of the ball. This was not a game that ended often. When someone scored, the game ended immediately. Some historical accounts suggest the losing team, or possibly the winning team, faced sacrifice. The truth is, historians still debate what exactly happened. What we know for certain is that this game was not entertainment. It was woven into religion, astronomy, politics, and the calendar. The ball court was the most important structure in many of these cities. Here's what I find most interesting about all of this. Every game in this video, tag, knucklebones, Mancala, Senet, the ball game, they all share one quality. None of them are easy. Tag rewards speed and reading other people's movements. Knucklebones rewards fine motor control and hand-eye coordination. Mancala rewards mathematical thinking and long-term strategy. Senet rewards understanding probability and managing risk. The ball game rewards explosive athleticism, spatial awareness, and extraordinary precision. These are not games that were designed to be easy. They were designed to be exactly as hard as the real challenges of life. Play was never a break from life. Play was practice for it. The next time you feel that pull toward a game, any game, notice what it is asking of you. Is it asking for speed? Is it asking for patience? Is it asking for you to read another person's mind? Whatever it is asking, your ancestors needed that exact skill to stay alive. The child playing tag 100,000 years ago on the African savanna felt the same thing you feel when you are winning. The Sumerian scribe playing the royal game of on his break felt the same focus you feel when a plan comes together. The Egyptian child who buried her knucklebones in her grave loved those bones the way you love something you cannot imagine. Losing? Play is not something we invented. Play is something we are. And it has been that way for longer than we have had words to describe it. Tossing a stone in the air, just to catch it again.